Drug lord El Chapo prison escape. The shocking truth. It's more thrilling than a Hollywood flick. A real prison break story. Not once, but twice, the infamous drug mafia successfully escaped away from the prison despite having security, police, and barriers. We are talking about the drug mafia El Chapo and his escape story. So how did this notorious person make his attempt so successful both times? Stay tuned till the end to know the story. This appears to be the greatest jailbreak of the millennium and will be difficult to top. The largest mafia boss in the world, Joaquin El Chapo Guzman, who was imprisoned in a maximum security prison in Mexico, near Toluca, following what the US called the biggest manhunt in history, escaped after only 17 months by using a mile-long tunnel that has ventilation and a conveniently located motorbike. Insane, right? After breaking out of a maximum security jail in the Mexican state of Jalisco in 2001, the former head of the Sinaloa cartel evaded a global manhunt for more than a decade. Following his escape, Guzman was hunted throughout his criminal career both domestically and abroad. He went from being a low-level drug lord to possibly the most wanted man in the world. While the United States offered up to $5 million for information that resulted in his arrest and conviction, Mexico offered Mexican dollars 30 million, about $2.3 million for his apprehension. He was detained in 1993 and sentenced to 20 years in jail for both narcotics trafficking and murder. Guzman reportedly hid in a laundry cart to escape from prison in 2001. Anabel Hernandez, one of Mexico's foremost experts on the mafia, writes in a book that Guzman oversaw this former prison just as he did the cartel. According to him, he held extended family Christmas parties inside over several days. And the story that he got out in a laundry truck is a myth. Guzman fled in a police uniform with a police escort, a day after the Minister for Justice arrived to respond to the breakout. Also, probably, it certainly is an inside job on some level in this most recent escape. While officials resumed their pursuit to capture him again, he quickly reintegrated back into the Sinaloa cartel. Again, El Chapo was able to tunnel his way out of Mexico's maximum security Altiplano Federal Penitentiary in 2015. He accomplished his daring escape through a tunnel built under his cell that was almost a mile long. The Mexican government was a bit sure that he would never again be able to flee. But less than 17 months later, El Chapo was again in the open, and this time, his means of escape were even riskier and stranger. A mile-long underground tunnel that had been constructed was just beneath El Chapo's prison cell. It has been reported that his associates were able to obtain the prison's blueprints. The shower itself was the only place in El Chapo's cell that was hidden from view on surveillance cameras on the night of his escape, and guards kept an eye on him there. Security hurried to his cramped cell to hunt for him after he hadn't appeared on CCTV for 25 minutes, but he was already gone. They were shocked to find the tunnel that El Chapo had used to descend 33 feet below the surface. For the feared drug lord, this was no ordinary tunnel either. It had illumination and ventilation. Additionally, a motorcycle was discovered in the tunnel, and it is believed that El Chapo used this to flee quickly. He was free for another 18 months during this time, and his second escape became legendary. Former convicts allege that the jail is cockroach-infested and that the cells often leak. According to reports, Guzman used a sizable entourage of armed bodyguards while he was on the run. He also reportedly used a vast surveillance network and bulletproof cars, planes, and all-terrain vehicles to evade capture. In some parts of Mexico, Guzman's secrecy helped him develop a nearly mythical persona and reputation. According to numerous alleged eyewitness accounts, Guzman would enter restaurants with his gunmen, order that all cell phones and other electronic devices be seized, then calmly enjoy his meal before paying the bill for every customer there. We might never fully understand what transpired, despite the Attorney General of Mexico calling for a complete probe into Guzman's escape. The obvious conclusion is what Lidia Cacho has been arguing for years, that the cops and robbers model of response to incidents like Guzman's escape and the entire farce of the war on drugs is bankrupt, that the notion that our law-abiding society would be able to defeat outlaw criminals is fiction. But now the story takes a new turn, as Guzman arrived at the Administrative Maximum U.S. Penitentiary, or ADX, in Florence on July 19th after being given a life sentence plus 30 years in jail 2 days earlier. And that's the video, guys. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.